Welcome back, Renegades. Today we got some gameplay with OP09 Robin versus Perona, Gear 5 Luffy, Boa Hancock, and Doflamingo. Make sure you guys like, share, and comment. If you like the content, your friends may too. Let's get into it. Up first, we've got Robin versus Gear 5 Luffy. We choose to go first here. We just get a Dawn, passing it to the opponent. Opponent gets her Dawn, just passes it back to us. We're at 3 Dawn here. We're just going to put 3 Dawn on our leader and pressure 8 into life, trashing the 0 drop event here to ramp a Dawn. They take that first hit, banishing their life. Back to the opponent, they're at 4 Dawn. They're going to deploy out a Frankie, using its effect to trash a card and draw 2. Luffy leader is going to get some of that Dawn back. Luffy's going to pressure 6k into life here. We're going to give him a 2k. And passing it back to us. We're at 6 Dawn now. We're going to deploy out a Kikinojo, put 2 on our leader, and go 7 into 5 here. We're going to trash a Nami to ramp. They're going to use their blocker here. Passing back. We want to pressure the hand as much as possible early in the game. They're going to play out another Frankie, using its effect to Dawn -2, trashing a card, drawing 2 cards, and then their leader will get some of that Dawn back. They use the Lion's Threat to get rid of our Kikinojo. Then just pressuring 5 into our life here. We're going to give him a counter. Passing back to us. We're at 9 Dawn. We're going to deploy the Sanji here, using its effect to rest down the Frankie. Putting 2 on our leader, going 7 into life here. We're at 8 Dawn. We're not going to use our leader effect to ramp. They're going to counter out of this hit. Now we have a 7k swing. We're going to pressure that Frankie that we rested. They're going to give that up, and we just pass it back to them. We only got 2 cards left in hand. They're 2k Frankies. They're going to play another Frankie, using its effect to draw some cards and ramp some back some Dawn with their leader. Opponent's going to put the 3 Dawn on their leader and go 8 into that rested Sanji. We're just going to give him a 2k to keep that alive. Opponent passes it back to us. We draw a Dashiri. We're going to utilize that to try to get a couple more counters. We're going to grab an Olivia and a Nami. We're going to deploy the Nami here, using its on-play effect to get rid of that Frankie. We're going to end up trashing with our Frankie, and we draw into another Frankie from the Nami effect. We're going to deploy out the Olivia here, giving our leader 3000 power boost, and pressuring 8 into life here with our leader with Banish. The opponent takes that hit, so now we're going to put 1 on Sanji and just pressure 8 again. They take that hit as well. This time it goes to their hand. Waiting to see if they want to resolve a trigger effect. They used Ice Age to get rid of the Olivia. Passing it back to the opponent. They're going to play out Hitokiri Kamazu. And then they're going to use Ice Age on the Sanji. And then they're going to use another Lion's Thread to get rid of the Nami, giving it Dawn -2, which triggers the Kamazu here, and it'll get rid of the Sanji as well. Luffy leader ramping some Dawn back. 1 active Dawn. They're just going to pressure 5 into life here. We're going to take that. We're not going to use the trigger on that because we can utilize it on our turn. We do draw into the Yamato, so that kind of changes things. We're going to get rid of their character and then pressure 6 into life with our leader. Trying to get another 2k worth of counter out of hand or banish their last life. So they're going to counter out of this. And we'll just pass it back to them. Opponents had 10 Dawn. They're going to drop a Kaido here. They're going to Dawn -5. This is going to give their character rush. And Luffy's going to get 2 of that Dawn back. So they're going to pressure 5 into life here. We're going to take that. We do get a Sol, so we're going to trigger that to play out the blocker for free. And now they have the Kaido swing if they choose to use. They will pressure. We're going to use the blocker here. Opponent has 2 open Dawn, passing it back to us. So we're going to put 1 Dawn on Yamato for now. We're going to put 4, 5, 6 on to Robin here, trying to pressure that last life to banish it out of the way, which we do. And then we're going to put the remaining 3 Dawn on Yamato, swinging 13k into life. They have 3 cards in hand. So they're going to use a Gum Gum Giant here, which is going to give it a 4,000 power boost. Trashing a card, drawing 2. They have 1 Dawn left. They're going to use another Gum Gum Giant with the Dawn -2. They're going to trash another card and draw 2. Hopefully they got another, yep. They were able to counter out of that hit, which was pretty impressive. We're just going to pass it back to them. We're at 3 life here. We have a couple counters in hand. Like I said, 3 life. The likelihood of one of them being a trigger is pretty high. Opponent scoops it up. So up next we have Robin versus Boa. We choose to go first here. We did take a mulligan. We just get our Dawn, passing it to them. They're going to deploy out a Perona, placing cards on the bottom of their deck. They're going to play out a second Perona, this time placing cards on top of their deck. Opponent passes it back to us. So we're at 3 Dawn here. We're going to put 3 on our leader and just pressure the 8k swing with Banish. We're going to trash a card to ramp a Dawn. They do take that hit. They banished out a Jozu. Passing it, and then back to them. They're going to play out their Boa Hancock blocker, giving a Rested Dawn to their leader, pressuring 6 back into our leader. We'll give them a 2k counter here. Opponent passes it back. We're at 6 Dawn now. We're going to attack 5 with our leader. We're going to trash a card here to ramp a Dawn. They use their blocker, which is fine. Now we're going to play out our Nico Robin character, trashing their top life. Just passing it back to the opponent. Opponent's going to go 5 with their leader here. Give them a counter. And they're going to play out their other Boa, which prevents our Nico Robin character from attacking on this turn. So back to us. We're going to play out another Nico Robin character, trashing another life, putting 3 onto our leader, pressuring 8 into life here with Banish. So it looks like they're going to give some counter out of hand. We're just going to pass it back. They're going to use Gravity Blade to put both of our characters at the bottom of our deck. Then their leader effect triggers, allowing them to draw a card. They have 1 Dawn to work with. They're going to put it on their leader, pressuring 6 into life here. We're going to take that. We do get a Yamato from life. And here comes an 8k swing as well. We're going to take that. We get the 10 drop ace. Back to us. We're going to play out our Yamato to get rid of their blocker, putting 1 remaining Dawn on our leader. Just pressuring 6 with Banish into life, trying to get some more cards out of hand. They do let that hit, and they banish a Doflamingo to their trash. Passing it back to the opponent. They're going to use Red Rock to put our Yamato at the bottom of our deck, drawing a card. Going to play out the Boa blocker here, placing cards on top of the deck, and then giving a Rested Dawn to their leader, pressuring 6 into life. We're going to give them a 2k counter here. So now they're going to pressure an 8k swing. We're going to take that. We're going to use the trigger effect to draw a card off the Dashiri. And back to us. We do draw into a Nami here. We're going to use the Nami, trashing a Kikunojo to get rid of their blocker. And we draw into a Nico Olivia. We're going to deploy that to give our leader plus 3,000 for the turn, putting the remaining 4 Dawn and pressuring 12k into that 8k rested Boa. They give that up, and we're just going to pass the turn back to them. So we have the 10 drop ace, a 0 drop event, and a 2k Frankie. They're going to go 8 into life here with their leader. Still have 7 Dawn to work with. We're going to say no block. We're going to take this hit. We're at 0 life now. So they're going to pressure 9. So we're going to use a 0 drop event and rush Luffy for 3k, and then a 2k with a Frankie to get out of this hit. Back to us. The opponent only has 1 card in life, so we're going to pressure 7 into life with our Nami. They only got 5 cards in hand as well. I take this last hit, so we're going to put the remaining 8 Dawn on our leader, pressuring 13 into life. Up next we have Robin versus Perona. We choose to go first here. So we're going to draw our Dawn, just passing it back to the opponent. Opponent gets our 2 Dawn here. They're going to play out a Momonosuke, resting it to find an Otama, passing it back to us. 3 Dawn. We're just going to put the 3 Dawn on the leader, pressure 8k with banish into life. We're going to trash the Sol here to gain Arrested Dawn. So the opponent does counter out of this hit, and we just pass it back. Opponent's going to play out another Momonosuke, resting both with You Can Be My Samurai to draw 2 cards. Putting 2 Dawn on leader, pressuring 7 into 5 here. We're going to take that. We're going to use the Dashiri trigger from life to draw a card. Now back to us, we're going to deploy our Nico Robin character, trashing their top card of their life, and then pressuring 5 into life. We're at 6 Dawn. We're going to use the leader effect to ramp a Dawn. So I just countered out of that, passing it back. They're going to use a Momonosuke searcher to get ISO. And then they're going to use the other one to reveal You Can Be My Samurai. 5k into life, we're going to use the trigger from that to draw 3 and trash 2. I'm going to trash Kikunojo and a Momonosuke, or Kikunojo and Yamato. Back to us, they deploy out at Borsalino before passing. So here we're going to deploy out our 7-drop Sanji, using its effect to rest down the Borsalino blocker, putting 2 on our leader, pressuring 6 into one of the Momonosuke searchers, 7 into life with our leader. We're at 8 Dawn, no reason to ramp anymore. So they are going to counter out of this hit, and now we have a 7k swing. We're going to pressure that Borsalino we rested, and they give that to us as well. Passing it back to the opponent, they're going to deploy out a Gecko, getting a Borsalino back, and a Notama searcher. Pretty good. They get another You Can Be My Samurai. Now they're going to pressure 5 into life with their leader. We're just going to give them a counter. And back to us. So we're at 10 Dawn already. We're going to deploy out our Nico Robin, trashing the top card of their life. Putting 1 onto our Nico Robin character. Pressuring 7 into life. They take that hit. We're going to go 7 again with Sanji. They're going to use a 0-drop event to counter out. And now we're going to put our remaining 3 Dawn on leader, pressuring 8 into life. They're going to give us that blocker this time, just passing it back to them. So they use their Momonosuke searcher to get an Otama. They're going to play out a Borsalino blocker and the Otama searcher. Then they're going to get Momonosuke, and then play You Can Be My Samurai to draw some cards, and then play Razanati to get another blocker on field. Using their last Dawn, they're going to pressure 6 into life here. We're going to take this. We're going to get the trigger from life with Sol, deploying out the blocker. 7 into 9 with the Gecko. We're going to give him a 2k here. Keep that alive. We're going to head to over counter. Back to us. We draw the 7-drop Sanji. We're going to deploy that using its effect. We're going to rest that Borsalino again. And now we're just going to chip in. They have 1 blocker, so we're going to try to dwindle the hand down. We're got 7 into 5 with our character, Nico Robin. They're going to use their blocker here. So we're going to put 7 on our leader, pressuring 7 banish. See if we can get that last card from life. Nope, they're going to counter out of that. So now we're going to pressure 7 with the Sanji. We have 3 more swings. We have another 7k swing with Sanji here. Here we have Robin versus Dofy. Opponent chooses to go first. Just get their Dawn, play out a Perona, putting cards on top of their deck, and passing it to us. We're at 2 Dawn here. We're just going to pass back. Opponent sitting at 3 Dawn. They're going to put 2 on their leader. Using leader effect, they get a pudding from top, so it stays on top. We take that hit. Back to us. We're at 4 Dawn. We're just going to put 4 on our leader and pressure back 9k banish. We are going to trash a Sol here to ramp a Dawn. And they take that hit, banishing a Boa blocker, which is good for us. Back to them. We're going to put 1 on their leader, go 6 into 5 here. We're going to give them a 2k. They have 4 open Dawns still to work with. They're going to play out Jinbei into Weevil, passing it back to us. So we're going to deploy out a Robin, trashing the top card of their life, and we're going to hit for 6k with banish. We did get a Gravity Blade off the top of their life with that Robin banish. We're going to ramp a Dawn as well, and we got a Trafalgar Law with the second banish hit. Passing back to the opponent, they're going to pressure 6 with the Weevil here. We're going to give them a 2k. They're They're going to put 3 on their Perona, pressuring 5. We're going to give them a counter. Jinbei's coming in for 5. We're going to take that. We do get the Olivia trigger, so we're going to use that to draw 3 and trash 2. We're going to trash both the Yamatos here. And they still have a leader swing. They're going to play out their Trafalgar Law, just bouncing back Jinbei and Perona back to their hand. We do take the hit from the leader, getting the Frankie, using the trigger to put it into play. Back to us, we're going to get the Nami. We're going to use the trigger here to get rid of their Law. Putting 2 onto our character Robin, pressuring 8 into that rested Weevil here. They're trying to keep board control. They're going to counter out. We're going to put 2 more on Frankie here. We're going to pressure 7 into 6 as well. They gave it to us this time. And then we have a 6k swing with leader. We're at 10 Dawnovers and ramping. They do take that, banishing a Crocodile, passing it back to the opponent. They're going to use a Gravity Blade here. They put a Robin and a Nami to the bottom of the deck. Leaves them 2 Dawn to work with. They're going to put on their leader, pressuring 7 into our Frankie. We're going to have to over-counter here to keep it alive. But we want that extra body to swing. We're going to play out Nico Olivia, giving our leader plus 3,000 power boost. And we're going to pressure 10k, trying to banish that last life. We do. And we're just going to put the remaining Dawn on Frankie, pressuring 12k into life here. Thanks for watching. I hope you all are enjoying the videos. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. It helps the channel grow. The deck profile will be in the description, as well as timestamps for the matches. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.